Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 3rd of September, and on today's podcast, we'll be covering an amazing thread from 3 days and 3 nights. Please follow them on Twitter at 3 days, 3 nights. It's entitled Dead Center Dorian. The other day, Trump said in quotes, "It looks like the storm will hit dead center. Let's explore the odds that Dorian would make a dead center hit on Epstein Island and the Chinese Denmark ports in the Bahamas as a Category 5 before turning northeast." My friends, this storm is approaching Florida. At this point, it's stalled over the Bahamas for 2 days. So let's send our thoughts and prayers to the people of the Bahamas. These storm surges are over 25 feet high. It is extremely dangerous. Also, my thoughts and prayers go out to Corticon. Sean, we are thinking of you. We understand that you got in a really bad wreck. This happened, I believe, yesterday, last night sometime maybe. And my thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. My friends, before we get into today's podcast, would you please welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hi, friends. Thomas from True Reporting here. I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, Noble Gold, and what their plans are for the month of September. For this month, they are giving away a 25% discount on their most popular combo package, the 10-ounce silver bullion bar and the Trump 2020 coin. You can pick up both of these items together with a 25% discount when you go to TrumpCoin2020.com and type in the promo code TRUreporting25. So do it today and pick up an amazing gift. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, first and foremost, I put out a couple tweets yesterday, and the response to those tweets was overwhelming. This movement, my friends, is nothing but pure love. We are not a dangerous people. We are actually a progressive group of people. We are the ones who want to awaken others. We want the best for humanity. And the people who stand by this channel and support the things that I do through thick and thin, the amount of respect that I have for you, it knows no bounds. And I want to thank you for the kind responses yesterday to a couple tweets that I put out yesterday evening. Also, okay, my friends, before that, would you please go ahead and click the notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. Also, please go ahead and click the like button. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. So again, Dead Center Dorian, this came out on the 1st. The other day, Trump said, in quotes, "It looks like this storm will hit dead center. Let's explore the odds that Dorian would make a dead center hit on Epstein Island and the Chinese Denmark ports in the Bahamas as a Category 5 before turning northeast." Dead Center Dorian. It looks like this storm will hit dead center as it comes in. This is actually the path that has continued its way. We can see here Epstein Island is down here, the Virgin Islands down here, and it will make its way into the Chinese ports down this way, so right off the coast of Miami. Chinese container ports in the Bahamas. Would you be surprised to learn that the Chinese have been using our $500 billion annual trade deficit to buy all the ports near America? Thanks, trader politicians. There are 2 massive complexes in the Bahamas, dead center in Dorian's path. Yeah, and these container ships, what are they doing? They're smuggling guns, they're smuggling people, children, weapons, you name it. This is what comes into these ports. And now we have this giant Hurricane Dorian storming up the East Coast as I speak. Denmark, Chinese partnership in the Bahamas. Remember when Trump asked Denmark to sell us Greenland? Maersk is the largest company in Denmark. Maersk just happened to partner with Shanghai on the port in Freeport, Bahamas that just got a dead center hit from Dorian. And these are all the container ships, or the containers on top of this barge. Who knows what's in them? Probably a lot of nothing good, if you catch my drift. Maersk has a 7-pointed star for a logo. Nothing to see here, right? You probably recognize the 7-pointed star from the Game of Thrones. Also, those handy Masonic badges worn by Chips and Harris County sheriffs. Plus, all the witches love this symbol. Even the Jordanian flag uses it. Very strange. So we can see here the witches. Then we see Game of Thrones. It's also Masonic. Absolutely. Maersk, creepy tweet from 8/12/2019. Nothing to see here, she says. Maersk thought it was a good corporate branding 3 weeks ago to post this creepy face with a comment about our reptilian brains. What the F? Triggered by Trump's Greenland comment, perhaps? Evergreen shipping containers? This is from Maersk. Our reptilian brain is holding us back when new ideas and opportunities arise. It's an ongoing fight inside all of us. And then this face to boot, right? Absolutely strange. This is very strange. I don't trust any of these people. What are the odds? So Dorian just happened to hit dead center between the sketchy Chinese and Denmark ports just off our coast with a margin of error of less than 1 nautical mile. And yet, it suddenly is beginning to turn northeast away from Florida. Watch the waters, perhaps? Could be. I actually have footage of this. Well, it's a radar of yesterday of how this storm just stalls out for 2 days, really doing immense damage to the Bahamas. I will show you this now. As you can see, it coming in, it's moving, normally, and then just boom, stalls. Just sitting there. Guys, if you don't think these storms are geoengineered, just rethink weather. Rethink that storms don't do this. The one that happened in Texas, I can't remember the name of it, so you'll have to excuse me for that. It goes in to the Gulf. It goes back out. It comes back in, back over Texas, over Houston. Extreme flooding, and it just doesn't. I don't understand how this works. I'm not a meteorologist, but if these things can stall out like this for over 2 days, you would think that we would be able to, with our technology, it is 2019, to be able to redirect these storms somehow. HARP, you could think of HARP, you could think of CERN. These companies, these corporations, especially HARP, can actually create storms. They've actually published this on National Geographic. I've seen it. It's public that they can create weather phenomenon to, let's say, out in the rainforest. They can bring in more rain, or they can bring in thunderstorms or lightning or tornadoes, whatever they want to. They can create this. So why can't they create a Category 5, Category 6 hurricane? I believe that they can. Just do a little study up on that, because it is actually very real. Just look up geoengineered weather. Was Abaco Island a trafficking hub? Here's a 2015 article calling Abaco the Disneyland of the Bahamas. Gee, what a handy location for a quick trafficking trip from Broward County to pick up a few young tourists from a dock container ship. Marsh Harbor was wiped out. So, sailing the seas of Abaco, Disneyland of the Bahamas. And this is an article posted in 2015. This is what they call it. Completely wiped out. Deep water submarine access? Everyone knows the water in the Bahamas is only about 25 feet deep in many places. However, right next to Freeport, the water depth is very deep. The trenches just offshore drop to thousands of feet deep very quickly. What an ideal spot for them. Absolutely. Chinese ships. And you don't think that they have underground tunnel systems for these submarines? We can look at China Lake. There's a naval port there. There's a naval base there in California that is well in from the coastline. Why is there a naval port there, a naval base? Because there are underground tunnels, guys. I believe there are underground tunnels all across this country, to be honest. Watch the water. If dead center Dorian turns northeast and only creates heavy rain in the U.S., I must ask what we just witnessed. If patriots control the weather, we would only risk collateral damage if the threat of rogue weapons was immense and no other option was available. What about Harvey in August 2017? Let's say George H.W. Bush had underground nukes stored as a threat below refineries near the Houston home. Can't bomb from above. What if we had to flood the entire city to save millions? 68 people died. Were 20 million saved? Was LV their payback? And we all know what happened in LV. And this is more of what happened in the Houston area. Look at this. Unbelievable. It looks like a waterway. It doesn't even look like that's supposed to be a road. What about Florence in September 2018? Did you know Florence made landfall on No Name Island in North Carolina with a dead center hit at the New Brunswick nuclear plant? Did we flood them out as well? Can't bomb a bunker underneath a nuclear plant. That storm also dissipated very, very quickly. We can see here, the island where landfall occurred just happened to be called No Name Island. What are the odds? Very strange, right? Landfall, right here, Wilmington. Florence storm track dead center hit on the New Brunswick nuclear plant in September 2018. Yeah, right here, right off the coast, right off the inland. So, could be. Are they manipulating these storms? I really believe that they are. Have a Corona Light and relax. If we control the weather now, we control the weather in 2017. The best place to hide underground bunkers would be under things you can't bomb. Refineries, Harvey, nuclear plants, Florence, casinos, LV, airports, DIA, islands, Dorian. Absolutely. So you know I didn't make this up after the fact. I posted the first reference to a direct hit on the Chinese port in Freeport back on 8/29 Thursday when the storm was 500 miles away. On 8/31 Saturday, I posted the north turn and weakening would occur after the destruction in Freeport. So as you can see, they are ahead of the game by over 500 miles, and you can see here. This is what the storm is going to do. It's the same thing. It's just sitting right over. It's still a 4. It's going to come up the East Coast as a 4, going down to a 3, but still extremely damaging. But, my friends, it is staying off the coast as of right now. It will not make landfall. It is still staying off the coast. So, guys, what are the odds, right? She's calling it. It's quite impressive. This was a very important thread, I believe, in my personal opinion. So guys, I wanted to hop into one more article that I saw it was posted from my good friend, I consider him a friend, Neon Revolt, and it is entitled, it is actually, I believe this is making fun of Christians, but we actually know the real deal. It's from BabylonB.com, and it says, hurricane now expected to ricochet off nation's hedge of protection. What is very strange about this is it's dated September 10th, 2018, Dorian. I find that to be very strange. While Hurricane Dorian was originally expected to slam the East Coast as a major storm this week, the very latest prediction models have shown something amazing, even miraculous. As more and more Christians specifically use the term hedge of protection in their prayers for the eastern seaboard, a mystical invisible hedge appeared off the coast, and the hurricane is now expected to ricochet harmlessly off into the ocean. As we can see, it is actually supposed to come up more this way towards this image right here, but it is supposed to stay off the coast. But we shall see, right? It seems that when Christians use their exact term, hedge of protection, as they ask God to protect people, a literal hedge appears in the world's weather system. One analysis at the National Weather Service said Monday, hurricanes, tornadoes, runoff from polar ice caps. All these things can be prevented by Christianese terms like hedge of protection and even traveling mercies. Upon seeing the success of their prayers, the nation's Christians began to pray a hedge of protection around Washington, D.C., in hopes that the country's politicians would be totally hemmed in and unable to be affected the nation in any way. So, I don't know what they mean by that, but it almost looks like they're mocking Christians, which is garbage. But in fact, why wouldn't it be? Prayer is the strongest form of protection, right? You ask God for protection, you ask God for strength, and it happens, guys. It's happened to me. It's happened to billions of people. Let's be honest. I mean, if it didn't happen, if we didn't pray for someone to save this nation, and for it to actually come to fruition, we would have Hillary Clinton, the thick-ankled, dog-faced gremlin in the White House. But now we don't. We have someone who's actually helping us, saving us from disaster, right? From, let's just be honest, from death, right? Let's go into some memes real quick because we'll do that to round off the podcast. All right, guys. So as you can see here, I only have a couple of these to finish out the podcast. But hey, we were up to 118,764 indictments. This is from the end of August. We are into a new month, obviously. Actually, the normal amount of indictments, I've said this time and time again, is about 1,000 to 2,000, and we are up to 118,000. This is enormous. This is enormous, guys. Also, some more strangeness, right? Check this out. So this is what this is what the MSM is showing us. This is what they're showing us before. Down below, before the death, after the death, up top. This is not the same person. Let's just be honest. This is not the same person. Someone has actually put this together. Just use your discernment. Use your logic. This is not the same people. This is not the same nose, the same eyes, the same teeth, the same smile, anything. It doesn't, the same ears. This is not the same person, but this is who they're choosing to use, and I find it extremely disturbing, right? Is she alive? Is she not? Post in the comments below. And I'm going to start getting the Inquirer because, let's be honest, they're telling the truth. Inquirer. You can see Ghislaine Maxwell right here. Inside Epstein's house of horror. Murdered sex fiend Jeffrey Epstein. This is all true. It's all true. It's worse than you thought. New York plus Caribbean plus New Mexico. Torture chamber, dead animals, sex toys, kinky paintings of famous pals. This is what the real news is. This is what we're covering, right? I swear I'm going to start subscribing to it, guys. I think you should too. My friends, that is it for today's podcast. I hope you found it very informative. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal or my Patreon. We also have a P.O. Box and TRUreporting merch. This is the best way to support this channel and to combat censorship. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. The storm is approaching, and in two ways. That wasn't a play on words, actually. But yeah, be safe out there, guys, because it is approaching Florida. So all my Florida followers, I don't know if you're going to be able to get out now, but I hope you will be. Georgia, South Carolina coast. I know everyone has mandatory evacuation, so please, I hope you have already done that, and just stay positive, and I hope the damage isn't too significant, my friends. Take care, be loving, be kind to one another, and again, guys, let's pray for Sean of Corticon and from Corticon, and also let's pray for the Bahamas and anyone in the path of the storm. Have a wonderful day.